Yo, what's up guys, me Brady here, and welcome to another Call of Duty commentary. Today's video is going to be about Blackout and Fortnite in particular, and how Blackout and Call of Duty as a whole can maybe affecting Fortnite in the coming months. So as you guys all know, Fortnite is easily the most popular battle royale, and pretty close to, if not the most popular game in the world right now. And with that, it has taken the #1 spot in the shooter category as well. And whether or not Call of Duty was #1 in the FPS category, it was certainly within the top 5. But with Fortnite's dominance over the last 6 to 8 months, Call of Duty, along with many other games, PUBG and Battlefield in particular, just to name a few, have taken a serious hit. But this video isn't going to be all about Fortnite and how it's ruining, or not ruining other games, but, impacting them, and how it's just so popular around the world with its player base and all the people that play it. No, this video is going to be about an idea that I thought up the other day about how Blackout, the Battle Royale game mode coming out by Treyarch, how it can affect Fortnite. And Blackout, it's going to be coming out first as a beta on September 10th on PS4 first, and then rolling out with the full game on Xbox and PC come October. Now obviously Blackout and Call of Duty as a whole cannot kill Fortnite. There's no way any game can kill Fortnite. It is just way too popular, like I said, with the player base it has, with how many people are able to play it, which is pretty much everyone in the world that owns a console or some kind of computer, and just with the craze and the hype that's surrounding this game. It's just way too big for Call of Duty to simply swoop in October and just take all of that from them and just take their player base, take the people that play it, like the content creators, the streamers, and just take all this hype that surrounded this game for, like I said, close to 6 to 8 months, and just take all that and it's just gone, and Fortnite is, bumped down to maybe 2 or 3, becomes a normal game with the player base and how well known it is. But something that I think Call of Duty and Blackout in particular can do this October is take second place. I think that it would be a great thing for the Call of Duty franchise to swoop in and become that #2 FPS to Fortnite. Like I said, there's no way Fortnite is going to be kicked out of that #1 spot, so I think if Call of Duty is to come in at that second spot and be like the second most watched, played, and streamed game, or FPS, that would just be amazing. And reasons why this would help so much is because since about Black Ops 2, this game has certainly seen a decline in players and sales. Although it has been one of the most sold games, especially at launch, for as long as I can remember, it still is in the decline. And one thing that Call of Duty can do this year is just revive the series, because I believe Black Ops 4 has the potential to be a good enough game to where it can truly get Call of Duty back to where it was a few years ago. What this game reminds me a lot of, at least the multiplayer just from the beta, is a Black Ops 2. It's that futuristic shooter that still has boots on the ground in the core Call of Duty concepts, but it has that futuristic aspects to it, and also with a few additional things such as Specialist, the new mini-map, and the new health system. And along with the Blackout mode that's coming, so many fans, I believe, are going to be coming back just to play this mode because of all the things that are being brought back from previous Call of Duties, whether it's the maps, the guns, and everything like that. I think this is just going to be great, and it's really going to hit home for all of those Call of Duty fans who are going to see maps and guns that they recognize from years ago when they were playing, and that's going to really bring them back, and nostalgia is going to play a huge factor in Blackout in terms of bringing back older players, which I kind of think that Black Ops 4 can also do, just because of how similar it looks and feel to Black Ops 2. And one of the reasons why Call of Duty has seen this huge decline over the last few years is its cycle has gotten a little stale, with one game coming out every year, usually around October, November. Like this year with Black Ops 4, I believe this is the earliest a Call of Duty game has ever come out, because it's usually sometime in November, but now it's coming out, I believe, October 10th or something, so within the first 2 weeks of October, which is crazy news for Call of Duty, because now that's battling directly with Battlefield, because I know Battlefield always comes out in October. But one thing that's a problem with the Call of Duty cycle is it's great to get a new game every year, but that new game, well, first of all, it's pretty much the same game as last year, just because Call of Duty at its core is the exact same game every year, whether you have boosters or your boots on the ground. It's the same game, whether you're playing the campaign, which won't be in this year's game or not, or you're playing the multiplayer. The multiplayer is very cut and paste, but I still think it's new enough every year that people still want to buy it. What the major problem with Call of Duty is that you're progressing, you're prestiging, you're max prestiging, you're prestiging all these guns, you're getting all these attachments and different things, but the second the new game rolls around, it's irrelevant. And the money that you now can spend on supply drops to get cosmetic and even game-changing items, in some cases, they're just totally gone. The maps that you've purchased, they're gone. all of that content is just totally wiped away because of that 1-year life cycle, which it worked really, really well for Call of Duty, but I think it's slowly starting to just become a little like, well, I don't know if I want to just buy a whole new game every year because I'm going to lose all the progress from the last. So that's what I'm hoping Blackout is able to do, is that this is going to be a standalone game pretty much, and it is able to just totally, like, you're able to have all of your progress from the second that you start playing, similar to how Fortnite is, because I don't see how Fortnite is going to be, you know, there's going to be a Fortnite 2 or a PUBG 2. And also, one thing that would be amazing for Call of Duty is if Blackout comes out free. That, I believe, is how Call of Duty can reclaim dominance in the FPS community. Because if they are attaching it via, you have to buy Black Ops 4, similar how they did Modern Warfare Remastered a few years ago with Infinite Warfare, Call of Duty will not be able to reclaim dominance in the FPS community. Like I said, this game, Blackout in particular, needs to be free for everyone to be able to play it, so then it can do something similar to what Fortnite did with, like I said, how every single person in the world can play it. And what I'm thinking is, so what's interesting to note is that the beta for Blackout has been announced. It's going to be releasing on September 10th for PS4 first, like I said. But they haven't released an end date for it. And what I find so interesting about this is that this is the beta for Blackout. With betas, at least for Call of Duty in particular, the beta is released usually for about a weekend. People play it and then they give their feedback to the studio. The studio makes some changes and then it's released a week later with the next beta, or those improvements are then taken and put into the final game that is then released a few months later. Like for us, it's going to be in October for Call of Duty. But like I said, the interesting thing with Blackout is that an end date for the beta has not been announced. And one thing with pretty much all the battle royales out there is they're all in the beta stage because they're all constantly being fixed. Like you look at Fortnite, you get a new update every single week, at least once, whether it's with new balances and new content. And if Blackout is able to do this and it comes out in September and stays out forever, that would be perfect. Because how I see it is, you're buying Black Ops 4. Like, these are the people, the people who have already pre-ordered Black Ops 4 are the people that do want to play, whether it's like the multiplayer and the zombies. And then a bonus is that you get to play Blackout a month early. But I still believe that Blackout should be included as a free game, and you're able to download it separately. Because what this will allow people to do is, well, they can kind of get their foot in the door with the Call of Duty franchise if they don't want to. If they've never played it before, or they don't want to buy Black Ops 4, they kind of want to just play something that reminds them of Call of Duty if they were a previous player, but they like the new style of Battle Royale games, and they don't want to just be playing the same multiplayer, or at least a similar multiplayer that they've been playing for the last few years. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, smack that like button. Helps me out a lot and I really, really appreciate it. Leave some feedback down in the comment section below about this video, about my opinion on this and kind of my theory about how Blackout will be released on September 10th and be out permanently from then on. Also guys, if you really liked it and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe and press that notification button that's sitting right next to the subscribe button, so you'll be notified when I upload a new video and you will be able to see it right away. So that's it for today's video, guys. See you in another one.
Recon kill. Enemy.